Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It is time to open up the movie dojo. That's right. Who's inside? Well, we got a master. We got a master here. That's right. Mr. Jose Luis Torres II. Yeah, you gotta say it like that. You gotta
Yeah.
say to the second. You gotta say the second.
The second.
That's
Right,
right.
right,
That's
right.
right. You gotta represent. Welcome, man. Welcome.
Hey, Preston, thank you so much, man. Thank you to all your viewers and everyone that follows you. Thank you for having this platform, man. I'm excited. I've been following you, watching you, as you develop your show and all the great, amazing guests that you have. So, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate this.
Hey, thank you for reaching out, and we gotta, it's the perfect platform right here, and the perfect channel to talk about action, martial arts, horror, all that good stuff. But yeah, man, we got to get into it because we got to talk about Killer X, baby. That's right.
Killer X.
Is that we're gonna do it like that?
I think we're gonna start doing some stuff. That's right. That's right. Yes, sir.
There we go. There we go. I love that. I love that. That's it. Killer X. But before we get to that, man, let's start a little bit about your martial arts background. What got you into the game of martial arts, my friend?
It's funny. I think that that normal background that kids get fantasized with watching martial arts movies and potentially bullied and things of that nature. That was kind of my story. I started martial arts in the early 80s. I came up at that time when Canon Films was really starting to take off. Chuck Norris, American Ninja, Van Damme. Like that was really my time. And I was just amazed at how these superheroes, to me, they were superheroes, how they could move their bodies and just looked amazing. So I would do flying sidekicks off of the couch in my house and hit my head on the. It was terrible. We lived in an apartment, very humble beginnings. And my mom was like, "This kid's got energy. I got to get him into martial arts." So she signed me up at a local Tone Sudo school, Korean martial arts school, literally 5 minutes down the road from me, Hamilton Karate. And I started. I was a very awkward young little guy, and I wasn't very good when I first started. I couldn't remember the forms and stuff. And then I just fell in love with it and I kept training. And I actually stayed at that school for almost 20 plus years. Yeah. Almost 20 plus years. I stayed and trained with Master William Hamilton. Master William Hamilton was his name.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Did you have any favorite martial arts movies growing up besides the canon ones? Is there, you got a top five? I'm putting you on the spot. Top five.
Okay. It's funny. Obviously, the iconic Enter the Dragon with Bruce is there. But I got to tell you, I was just talking about this the other day. There's two. Sometimes you hear, sometimes you don't. I liked Chinese Super Ninjas or the 5-Element Ninjas. Oh, dude. My God.
That is that's an A+ movie.
Yeah. But nobody talks about it. I feel like I could literally, that movie did it for me. Like that one, the Gold Ninjas, the Blue. I still watch it now. I made my kids watch that movie.
Yeah. I reviewed it it feels like decades ago.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm one of the ones that hey, more people need to be talking about this movie.
Yeah.
So maybe in the future, Jose will come back to the dojo. We will review that. We'll talk about some 5-Element Ninjas, man. Oh, so good.
That was such a unique, and everybody talks about, the 5 deadly venoms. Of course.
Yeah.
That's a classic. But I got to tell you, I actually like the 5-Element Chinese Super. I love that.
Oh, there's no comparison. That destroys 5 deadly venoms or 5 venoms. But as much as I enjoyed that movie.
But I feel like it doesn't get the credit. Like you don't.
No.
It's not, and I think it's a unique. And it's funny, they were ahead of their time at that time. The way even the special effects. I know some of it's crazy, but imagine they try to do something like that now. Oh my God! But again, it was just I was watching the initial, and I don't want to get a review of the film, but I literally was just talking about it, watching it, and I remember the initial scene, the choreography of the fight scenes, to the weapons, to the open hands in the beginning of the film. Oh, unmatched, unbelievable.
In the beginning, it's crazy. It's all of the fight scenes are great throughout the entire movie, especially the finale's bonkers.
Yeah.
But even the beginning little fight tournament they had was epic.
It was crazy. Yeah. Good. But that's a top 5 for me. Like I said, Enter the Dragon, American Ninja. I love some Michael Dudikoff.
Yeah.
That was my guy. Oh my God. Man. Michael Dudikoff. I wanted to be him. And then, of course, Bloodsport. But you're gonna laugh. The one that I really hold in high regards out of the Van Damme movies is
Will I laugh? Will I?
and
What
yeah,
is it?
yeah, that's true. That's true.
What is it?
Lionheart. I really liked Lionheart.
Man, Lionheart's the shit, bro. Everybody loves Lionheart.
Lionheart.
You
Because I
can't
know
be ashamed for loving Lionheart.
because I feel like Bloodsport, Kickboxer, right? They always get
Yeah.
all the love, but
Right.
man, Lionheart, man, that was the one. And then I got another one for you. This is the last one.
Okay.
It was bad when they did the Bruce exploitation, right? There
Right.
was one specific one that stands out to me. It's called Bruce Lee Superhero. It was made with one of the knockoff guys, Bruce. Oh God, I think it was the Bruce L.E. I think.
Right.
I think he was from Burma. He's the Bruce Lee knockoff that was from Burma.
Yeah.
His physical physique, the way he moved. He also had Bolo Young in his film. It was another one, but it's called Bruce Lee Superhero. Oh man, I love that one too. Love that.
Some of the Bruceploitation movies are actually legit in terms of the fight scenes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Clones of Bruce Lee yet? The documentary that came out.
I didn't watch it yet. I gotta jump on that. I definitely.
It looks wild. When we showed clips of that to the audience at San Diego Comic-Con, they were busting up laughing. They were intrigued. So I'm waiting for it to come out on Blu-ray. It's going to get physical releases soon. So shout out to Frank Jang and Michael Worth. But yeah, it just looks wild. That whole legacy of Bruceploitation. But yeah, those are some great picks right there. This man knows his movies. You're having me scared there for a second when you said I was going to laugh. I thought he was going to say, was it Three Ninjas High Noon at Mega Mountain or whatever that was with Hulk Hogan? I thought you were going to say something like that. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's just so much fun. Isn't it great to be a martial arts movie fan, kung fu movie fan? Just a fan of cinema in general, though. But with this genre, which is, in my opinion, kind of making a comeback. I would say the last 2 years, there's been a lot of more focus from Hollywood on action and martial arts movies, and rated R movies are like making a comeback. Which is how it's always supposed to be, which is how it's been.
Right.
But for some reason, studios are like, we want more butts in the seats. We're gonna make it PG, PG-13. But it's great to see action movies get some spotlight. You know what I mean? So
I think this is the time for a lot like independent film.
Yes.
I mean, this is it really coming. A lot of everybody's hunting for content. You know that. And now's the time, which I think really leads to the show today with you, is the opportunities that have come about for the small project. Started as a very small project and what it's grown to. But I mean, martial arts is a hard. It's funny because I feel like it's the closest thing that the viewer can watch, that they can relate to, right? That's not so far-fetched as like a superhero, but it's like that real superhero that they could touch and feel and, emulate. Everybody wanted to do the helicopter kick. Everybody wanted to do Bruce's kick. Everybody wanted to do the hands and the, all those postures. And, people can do that, but you can't fly across the screen, of course, like Superman. But people, I mean, this was people's livelihoods. People dreamt about this. I think as a kid, I did, I did.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought up the independent scene, because there's so many independent filmmakers right now that are like, hey, for a while there, and kind of, you could say now, let's be honest, I've said it a million times before here on the channel, there's a lot of really great independent movies out there.
Yeah.
Action, horror, martial arts that are kind of kicking the big budget movies asses. I mean, let's be real here. How many times have we gone to a movie and seen a big budget AAA movie, action movie, or a horror movie, and we were just like, what the fuck was that? We're just what the hell was that? And then out of nowhere, you'll find something online. You'll find something streaming, and you're like, "What is this?" And when you watch it, okay, it's not a big budget movie, but let me check it out anyway. And all of a sudden, it's a hidden gem. You're pleasantly surprised, and it just renews faith in your love of cinema in general, especially with certain genres.
Absolutely. I think it's it's just funny because I think there's no formula, right? I swear they think there's a formula, right? Put $400 million in a film, do this, do that. There's no guarantee. How many strings of movies have we recently seen the last 2 years listen, if I had $400 million for a movie, oh my God, like, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like there's no proven fact. It's really not. It's hit or miss. It's what the viewers want, the energy, the feel of it. Does it resonate with the audience, or is it just, oh, here we go, here's another big budget? You know what I mean? It's
Yeah,
hard, you know?
yeah. They kind of missed the point. You know what I mean? They missed the point. What kind of movie are you making? What audience are you going for?
Right.
You know, like
Yeah.
you're missing the point. It doesn't have to be flashy, just be good.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, look at this guy. Look at this guy right here. Look at that. Look at that handsome
Where'd
guy.
you find that at? That's an older one. That's an
Yeah.
old cover I was on.
Samurai Guy has his methods.
Put that back up. I want to share something with you that, and I'm proud to say that. So that was the first martial arts magazine cover I was ever on, 2014, almost 10 years ago. 10 years ago, literally, right? And that was with Master Eric Kovalevsky. God rest his soul. He passed away, young, talented martial artist. He was trying to do the same thing, kind of do his movie thing, and did a couple smaller parts. But it's funny, and you could see in my face there, I was almost 60 pounds heavier then. My mom and dad my mom had just passed away. And that was a rough time for me. That was a very, very rough time for me, you know?
Yeah.
And, I'm like, again, a fraction of what that guy was. But it's funny seeing that, because seeing that cover honestly means a lot, but it humbles me, because it's like, man, I remember when I got on that cover, like my parents, they couldn't see it, you know, it is what it is. But I remember seeing that, and now I've been blessed. I've been on the cover a couple times now, but again, I'm not that same guy. You know what I mean? I kind of busted out of that mold. So it's funny seeing that. That's why I said, where'd you find that at?
Well, I was gonna bring up the fact that you still look just as young, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
But I was gonna bring that
grew
up.
my hair out.
Yeah, you got a little bit of the silver fox down there,
do.
but other than that, you're not Samurai the White, at least over here. But yeah, man, that's really awesome. Congrats getting on a couple of covers there. Well deserved. And I know you've trained many years, but I've seen that you've also been teaching for many years.
I mean, that's really my bread and butter. It's so I opened up my first school. So I trained for about 20 years. I went to college. I competed. Yeah, there's some of my little babies right there at my school. Wonderful. Oh my God, those the four of them are a trip. They're still at the school now. But we have. I first opened my first school in 2000. I had just graduated from Penn State University, and I had an opportunity to open up my own training center in my local town that I was in. And it was kind of a dream, kind of not, because I was still young. So I was like, oh, let's try this. I just got married. I just had a baby. My first son was born. So we were hustling, and it was a grind. The first couple years of any business is rough, but with a karate school, it was I was a local guy, and I was young. I was in my 20s, so I had to deal with kind of like, hey, he's not older, right? He's not this. Hey, he's, there was a lot of things I dealt with 24 years ago. I mean, I'll be honest with you. People were a little anti-training with me or whatever. And I built the program the way I knew how. At that time, I had just, I was competing a lot. I competed locally. I competed internationally. I used to do Taekwondo. I competed at the Penn State Taekwondo team, did collegiate national, stuff like that. And so I kind of used that, basis. And I built kind of like a fighting school. It's so funny. Because when I first started, I'm nowhere near the same instructor I was when I was younger, right? So, and it's funny because my older son teases me all the time. He's like, Dad, I just remember you just beat us. And I was like, well, I was a younger guy then, so everything was about fighting and this. And it was like, okay, we'll do a little bit of forms. But I could never grow. My school was always small. I had let me tell you, the early ages of Team Torres, my reputation in the local martial arts world was because my fighters were good, man. Every kid that came in, we fought. I got better. All we did was fight. Forms was like a secondary thing, right? But then I said, scratching my head, I said, damn, how come I can't ever get more than 20, 30 kids? The kids quit. What's going on? It was just too hardcore, and I really didn't embrace the other aspects of martial arts. And then I really started building my business and my brand and kind of making it, more inclusive for everything. And once I made those changes and really started paying attention, I got to tell you, the success with my school has been my boys. So I have 3 boys. They all went through the karate school. They were my guinea pigs. They were my guinea pigs with my classes, the way my class structure went, the ideas that I had. And they really they would tell me Dad, that's a bad idea. I don't want to do that. That's corny. Or, hey, oh my God, Dad, that was the greatest class ever. We need to do that. So once I literally listened to them, I started growing, and we went from like 40 students to 100 students, 150 students, like, and we did really well. And this is what I do full time. I don't do anything else, you know.
Yeah.
But it really took me probably 5 years to get to where I needed to be, and then I started, just teaching. So after teaching domestically at my own school, I opened up a couple different locations, started traveling, doing other seminars outside of my school, and then kind of building my brand as an instructor. And now I travel probably 8 times a year to different countries to actually teach Korean Tong Sudo, which is a blessing. I never would have thought of this 20 years ago, ever.
Wow, that's amazing. That is amazing. So now we got a little bit of your martial arts journey there for everybody watching. How did you get into the film industry? Like, when did you start getting the bug? Was this something that you always wanted to do at some point, or you were just like, oh, now's the time?
It's funny because a lot of people think, like, my martial arts buddy was like, I didn't know you wanted to act, or I didn't know you want to do this. So when I got the bug when I was in high school, I was actually in the drama club. I did plays. I sang. I was involved in the arts program. I played music. So it's not, it wasn't unheard of. And I had the lead, like I was Danny Zuko in Grease. I was Bye Bye Birdie. I was Conrad Birdie. So I did those like older theatrical, plays in school, and I loved it. I really did. And I was an athlete, and I obviously did martial arts. But I said, man, I want to do this. But I wasn't going to go to college. They didn't want me to go to college for theater. So I ended up going for sports medicine. And then I ended up taking a couple theater classes, like 2 theater classes. And I'll never forget, I had to do, it was like Theater 101 or whatever. There was a woman off of Broadway, never forget her name, Cynthia Baldessar. I will never forget her name. And I was kind of like the cool guy, and I really wasn't putting my mind to it, right? And really understanding the craft and this. And it was a monologue. And she literally, I remember, she brought me in, started talking to me. Was like, you're going to fail this course if you don't do what you need to do. I need you to reach deep. And she was like, I really think you have potential. So it was funny. I'll never forget, we did this monologue, and I apologize, I don't remember what the play is, but I did this monologue where I was like a professor and it was like a student. It's a famous one. I really don't remember the name. But anyway, I had to have a big reaction, pick up a chair, do this whole thing. And I got done, and she lost it. She was like, oh my God, oh my God. She talked to me afterwards. She was like, I really think you can act. And I said, wow. But I was a young 19, 20-year-old kid. I was like, maybe I'll go out to LA. I'll do this. I'll do that. So I then was finishing up my bachelor's of science, and I was going to go to chiropractic school in Georgia. I actually got in a life chiropractic school. And it was crazy because at the time, my girlfriend, who's now my wife, Colleen, lovely, lovely woman. We've known each other since we were grade school, Colleen. Yeah. She, she became pregnant, and that changed everything. That changed life. There was no, doing any of this other stuff. Came home, built a school, built a family, and that's what we did. So I kind of put those ideas on the back burner, and but it was always kind of like in the back of my head.
Yeah.
And then it was crazy. I started promoting martial arts tournaments and meeting a lot of people, and that's really what helped me get contacts with different masters and people. And the first person that got me involved with a small independent film was Willie the Bam Johnson. Willie the Bam Johnson, a lot of people know him from WMAC Masters.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. He did two recent independent films, 1 out of 100, and I think there's another one he just did. But he calls me up. He says, "Hey, I need you to audition." He was like, "I know we were talking this other day." He said, "I need a ring announcer for my 1 out of 100 independent film." And I was like, "Oh, all right. Well, hey, here's my chance." You know what I mean? So I ended up doing an audition for him, and he picked me. And I ended up, it was a 1-day shoot, nice and easy. But I got to ad-lib the day, and it was really cool because there's another independent director called Robert Parham. And Robert was there that day. He saw me act, and we just started talking. And he was like, "Hey, man," he goes, "that's awesome. That was good work." So it kind of made me excited. Yeah. And I was like, I really, really want to do this. How can I figure this out? And I became good friends with William Christopher Ford, who played Dennis in Karate Kid 3.
Yeah. Shout out to that guy.
Let me tell you, I owe him this whole opportunity of independent film. Would have not happened if not for my relationship with him. I started my own podcast over COVID, and he helped me get guests and do all these different things.
Amazing.
And I consulted him. I said, "Hey, man, I really want to do a movie. What do you think? I know there's some things out here. Who could I try out? Who could do this?" And he said, "Listen, I know a great guy director Jim Towns. You know, he's working on a project. Let me put you guys together and let you guys hit it off. And I went to Dragons Fest in LA. It was two years ago exactly. And you know, I basically sold myself to him and kind of said, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I can bring to the table. And Jim believed it. Yeah, Jim believed in me. And he kind of developed this script and this idea around me and my idea. And he was like, you know, let's run with it. And here I am 2 years later talking to you on your amazing podcast show. You know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I may not be as amazing as you, sir, because I mean, come on. I mean, Samurai Guy. I've had some amazing guests, and I'm always honored to have all the guests that I've had. Every single one of them, including you. But what, Martin Cove? You had Martin Cove?
I did.
I'm getting a little jelly over here. I'm getting jelly. But how cool is that? You got to interview Kreese himself and Sean Kanan.
Yeah, man, yeah, Mike Barnes. You know, it's crazy because, you know, Preston, I got to tell you, everything really took off for me over COVID. And when I started my podcast and we were all locked in, you know, I started it and then I reached out to the guys that I was friends with. Hey, you want to do some interviews? Let's do this. And then they all started helping me. So it was crazy because Marty Cove is the one that got me all those other Karate guys. He was like the first guy. I was actually decently friends with Marty right before the whole Cobra Kai thing blew up.
Yeah.
You know, he was doing appearances and I had met him and, you know, we exchanged numbers. I brought him to my karate tournament twice. Nice sweetheart, wonderful guy. And, you know, I said, hey, I'm going to do this podcast. So could you be like my first famous guy on it? And he said, absolutely, Jose. So once I got him, then I started getting tied to the other, you know what I mean, actors. You know, I had Sean Kanan. I had Darryl Vidal, Master Darryl Vidal, who created the crane kick. Ron Thomas, who played Bobby. You know, Mike Barnes. Then William. And I met William kind of like right after Sean. Sean actually had introduced us. And I got to tell you, man, William Ford is the man. He just a great heart and soul. And, you know, I confided in him a lot and he really believed in me. And honestly, I swear to you, I would not have this opportunity if it was not for him, man. He really had my back and put me in the right place. You know what I mean?
Well, I think he saw your passion like I'm seeing right now. You know, you're just like, let's go for it, man. There you go. There he is. There he is right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So talk about the 52 Masters project here.
So that was 3 years ago. And that kind of, again, William Ford, that kind of put me on the spot. So me and William have been talking and he said, Jose, you know, I do this show, 52 Masters, where I showcase different masters. And I said, yeah, I mean, you got some heavy hitters on there, Benny Urquidez, you know, some top-notch guys, you know. And he said, hey, I want to do an East Coast guy. Are you available? I was like, me? I'm like, I am not an actor. I'm not none of these things. And he goes, that's not what I want you. He goes, I want you because of your heart and because of what you do. And, you know, I see you. And I got to tell you, man, we that really kind of put me on the map for a lot of things. And a lot of people started seeing me. And it was funny. We ended up doing, he admitted this to me. So it was a big deal when I got picked for 52 Masters. You know, it's on Tubi, it's on Amazon. So we ended up, a lot of people were interested in seeing it. So we ended up doing like a movie screening with the Regal. Mind you, Regal, I say Regal, and now think 2 years now, I'll tell my story. But I reached out to the local guy. I said, hey, I'm on this YouTube show. I want to show it in a movie theater. What can we do? I sold 200 tickets to come to 52 Masters. Yes.
Whoa.
Yes. It's all on my Facebook. Yeah. 52
Congrats,
tickets.
Man.
Crazy,
Congratulations on that.
So it was cool. It was a cool thing. Students were in it. You know, they interview you. It was a nice time. It really was. So kudos to my man, William.
Yeah. Shout out to William. Yeah. And I'm going to give a shout out to Steel Justice. That's right. That's one of the most entertaining action movies that, nobody else talks about.
Right.
Starring Mr. Cove.
Yep.
Mr. Steel Justice himself.
Right.
But yeah, how cool, man. Congrats on that. And then you got involved with the Warrior Island here.
I did. So I know James Jefferson very well, good friend of mine. I've known him for 20 plus years. You know, he's got a great vision. He started Warrior Island and his Global Proving Ground concept. Global Proving Ground, it was like a UFC type, similar, you know, full contact.
Yeah.
Man, that might have been like 15 years ago because he's been working on it for a while. And, you know, another passionate guy. And we ended up connecting. We did trade shows together. So I was like the martial arts tournament guy, and he was the fitness guy. And we used to do some shows and stuff together. And he told me about this project, same thing. So unfortunately, I was going to be more involved with the first film, but I had to, I was going to Korea to do a seminar, and I was taking students this summer. So I wasn't able to be, fully part of the film, like the original idea. So I have a very, very small role, very small cameo. Originally, I was a main instructor. I was part of his comic book series. They had like the tournament and different things. If anybody that follows it, but unfortunately, this summer I wasn't able to come to set because I was in Korea with my students. We went there for about 2.5 weeks, which amazing experience taking. I had been there before, but this was the first time I brought my students.
Copy that. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
You were part of the project, and I had a blast interviewing James and everybody else, Silvio Simac, everyone last year. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
I tell you, Silvio's the man. I want to tell you, great martial artist, unbelievable physique, but the humblest guy. And I will say, because we announced it on my show and I put it out there public, Silvio's going to be part of Killer X too.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's now we're talking. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Silvio's he's one of them ones.
Yeah, he's good dude.
Humble dude, but I wouldn't fuck with him.
No. He crushed you real quick. Yeah.
Oh man, he would just stare at me and I would explode. That's how intense he is. But now we have arrived to Killer X. Throw it up, Jose.
There we go.
Killer X. And boom, congrats. Already getting on covers of magazines and all that. How cool is this, man?
I'm honestly surreal, Preston. I gotta be honest with you. I never in a million years would. I get choked up because it's like, man, I can't believe like we thought of this, moved through, put our heart and time, and now I'm on your show. You know what I mean? Like it's unbelievable. It really is. It really, really is.
Yeah, I mean, congrats, man. And how was the red carpet premiere?
Oh my God! So that picture's from. So the middle guy there, that's Ivan Mendez. He's a martial artist. Former police officer from New Jersey, and the guy on the right is one of our producers, Larry Adari. He is the man. Larry was a huge financial backer for the Killer X project, believed in us, this crazy idea that I told him, and came aboard. But this picture is actually from our third showing of the movie. So what we ended up doing was we had a red carpet premiere, the first one, VIP screening, February 22nd. And that was in Burlington, New Jersey, right at the local theater where I'm at. And I got to tell you, we blew the doors off. 514 tickets. Yes, we did.
What?
514 tickets. It got crazy. So what happens is because I had this relationship with the Regal, right? Because I knew him from before my summer camp goes. I call him up and said, hey, I want to rent the theater. I want to do this premiere for this. What can we do? Because at that time, we didn't have any distribution. You know what I mean? We didn't do anything. Yeah. And you could kind of self-theatrically distribute if you go, it's like a term called four-walling, where you kind of, do your thing and move it around, which is very similar to what we're doing. But I reach out to him. I say, hey, we want to get 180 theater. I said, I can sell 100 tickets. I did 200 the last time. No problem.
Yeah.
We sell 180, and we're like 3 months out. So I said, wow, let's get another one. So we jumped to the 288. Then we jumped to the 336, and I close it, and people are like, we still want to come. And it's not like 10 emails. I'm talking about 100 emails. It was the craziest movement that I've ever seen. So I reached out to them and said, I need one more theater. The guy goes, are you serious? And I'm like, yeah. So then we got another theater for 181 or 180, excuse me. So I think, like I said, it was 514 was that final number. And I even have the video on my I was blessed to have a photographer, videographer follow me from when we walked in. So what we did is we had a whole process where we did 5 limousines, and they brought some of the cast that people walked through. The line was through the movie theater at the door. They had never seen anything like this locally. Nothing. So by the time I got in, I was like the last person in, of course. I was the star per se. And Preston, I got to tell you, man, it was the most magical moment of my life to walk into that movie theater and have everybody clap and cheer. And do you know what I did? The video's out there. So it's on my Facebook and it's also on YouTube. I have 2 videos. We did like a hype video, which is just a 1-minute thing. You kind of see everything. But then I have the 15 minutes. So it took me 15 minutes to get into this place, right? Preston, I stopped and I did my best to shake every person's hand as I walked through and work that crowd, because these people took time. They paid their ticket to come see me, to believe in me. So
Yeah.
I mean, hugs and kisses and shaking
Yeah.
hands as much as I could, you know. And
Yeah.
then it was funny because I did feel a little Hollywood because I had a guy doing security, one of my good friends, Steve. And
Yeah.
Steve was also a line producer. So he's like grabbing my shirt. He's like, Torres, we gotta go. We gotta start the movie. Like, let's go. And I like jumped in the crowd and I'm hugging people. But
Yeah.
you know, the crazy thing that I really think Killer X is special is it wasn't just one gender, one race, one genre type of people, from little kids to white, black, Hispanic, Asian, to middle-aged, to senior citizens. People came to see what the hell is Killer X? What did Jose do? But once they got past that, now they're like, wow, this is a good film. It's got a good story. You know, there's kids in it. And it's not a kids film, but you know, we tied in some things. And like my soccer team, I got them a cameo in the film. You know what I mean? So they're and I coach youth soccer, my youngest son's team. And those kids thought it was the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? And but it was cool. Honestly, it was a really, really touching experience. But that was my first one. Then we moved the film to York, Pennsylvania. We had just under 100 there, a little bit smaller, but it was nice because it was none of my people. It was new people. Then we brought it back to Burlington again. We sold 180 tickets. So now we're floating around the 750 people have seen this thing. And we have June 14th is our next screener, and that is in Reading, Pennsylvania. That's our next domestic ones that we have coming up.
Right, copy that. And at some point, it'll be available streaming everywhere, and you're getting a physical release, I heard.
We are. Allied Vaughn Entertainment just signed a deal with them. We're so blessed. So we're gonna have a physical DVD coming out, which is obviously huge for martial arts, right? I mean, who doesn't want to be on a DVD, right?
Yeah.
So and it's funny because I was like, do people still watch that? And they do. It's coming back. It is. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think that's gonna come out. It's either going to be the first week of June or the end of May.
Okay.
I'll post it. Obviously, I'll send it to you guys, but it's definitely going to be a DVD. And then shortly after, a couple months later, it'll go streaming. Hopefully Amazon Prime, Roku, Vudu, and a couple other channels. And then, we'll see what it goes from there, and that's just domestic. That's not even international distribution. So, we're going to see what happens with that. We're still in some talks for international. But the fact that it's our first film, Preston, to even get any of the attention we got, you know what I mean? It's huge.
I'm sure it's very humbling, and you're honored. And I mean, how cool is that? And I'm looking at the cast here. You got some heavy hitters in here, not just William.
Yeah.
But you got, you got Mohammed Kisi in here. Gerald Okamura is in here from Big Trouble in Little China. Bill Pugh. I mean, you got some legends in here, man. So how cool is that?
It was an honor to work with Mohammed Kisi. I got to tell you, to get him aboard. He came on my show. We hit it off. I brought him to my tournament. We built a good relationship. And, Mohammed was in my ear too. He was really like, if you want to do this movie thing, Jose, he goes, I got your back. He told me that. And he was a sweet, sweet guy. And, he's been with he's Jean-Claude. I mean, come on, they're legendary. Yeah. And he was like, same thing you said, he's like, your passion, your energy. He goes, Jose, I'll ride with you. Let's do this. And I was honored to get him part of our film. And, he's excited. We got a couple other projects we're talking about. So, very, very blessed. I mean, who to think, like I said, who am I to be in a position to be like, oh, yeah, I'm doing a film with Tong Po. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Well, let's go ahead and segue now.
Okay.
To the trailer for everybody watching right now. Let's check it out. Killer, throw it up.
Oh.
Killer X, baby. Let's check it out. Here we go.
We're talking about the stuff we don't talk about, aren't we?
I have a job for you. Someone killed my friend. I want you to take care of it.
I knew there'd be things that you couldn't tell me. I just thought they were in the past.
Sometimes the past comes back.
We are not enemies, right, Peter?
You got out clean. Not everybody gets that.
Are we safe? Are the kids safe?
I need to know who she's in trouble with.
Who's she not in trouble with?
They're gonna keep coming, aren't they?
They weren't just assassins. They're like some kind of death cult.
We're gonna put an end to this foolishness.
But I fall on his back like a sick turtle. I want to get up.
But this is not your affair. This is her mess to clean up.
What would it take to get her out of this? Make things right.
Besides her corpse?
You and the kids are the only thing that matters to me. You know that, right?
She made her choice. Seriously, man. You have too much to lose now.
See you around.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What? Hey, that's scratched the itch, baby. Oh yeah. Were you losing your mind while filming the movie and be like, I'm actually having a fight scene with Tong Po?
Yeah.
Did it kind of hit you? Because I know you're working hard, you know, it's an independent film, you're working hard, you're busting your ass.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're like, wait, hold on a second. I'm actually having a fight scene with Tong Po right now.
Let me tell you, I share this with you, and I literally just talked about this with somebody. It got so real for me because, again, you know, Bruce Lee is obviously, you know, the mecca for everybody. He's the OG for, you know, for mostly everybody. And I think, you know, he really, what he did in the entertainment industry. But Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know what I mean? He was my guy. He was my guy as I was kind of growing up, as I told you, with Ken and everything. And I was amazed that, you know, Bloodsport, Kickboxer, and everything. So knowing those films and then having Muhammad, you know, as this legend on our set, so humble and was just like embracing everything. And I remember there's a shot of me doing a 360 hook kick to his face, and he's not tiny. I'm not kicking 5'4". My man's 6+. You know what I mean? And it's like, cut, do it again, do it again, do it again. And I had a blast doing it. Like after like the 10th take, it comes over to me, and it was the coolest experience. They go cut. They're like, all right, we got a little bit. And Muhammad comes over and he like starts rubbing my shoulders. And he's like, Jose. And he has this beautiful, like, you know, his accent, right? And he's like, Jose, you're doing good. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's good. It's good. I promise. And I was like, all right. You know, because I was, you know, I was humbled. I was in awe, but I was also nervous too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, again, I knew what was part of this project. And these guys, you know, coming aboard from Gerald to Muhammad to William, these guys are big guys, you know what I mean? And to have them believe and say, hey, we're going to be part of your project, Jose. We're going to support you. You know what I mean? Not knowing if I could act, not act, you know, if I could move, if I couldn't move. And they trusted me. You know, I felt the pressure. I did. But it was funny. After the 10th take, I literally said this. I said, oh, shit. I'm really making this thing happen. Like, yo, I'm getting punched right now by Tong Po in the face. You know what I mean? And there's a shot. And I told you I'll send you the screener, but when people see the movie, you know, we're fighting, and obviously they can see the clips there. When he comes at me, and it's a shot, you just see his hand, boom. That is the scariest thing, to see Tong Po's knuckles coming at your face, because we shot tight. Like, it wasn't like, you know, big Hollywood, hey, stay 2 foot away. We tried to keep it as tight as possible for certain things, and I felt very confident in my ability, but a good, you know, stunt choreographer. But I was the main fight choreographer, so you know, I took really pride in that, and I trusted, you know, what I could do. Man, that was scary as hell having him come at me. I'm telling you right now, he's a big dude.
Let's have some fun and take a look at it again here, and then by all means, I mean, we can't spoil the movie because watch it when it comes out and when it's available. But yeah, give us a little bit of.
So it's funny. This takes place. The beginning of this takes place. This is probably the third quarter climax, starting to build of the movie, where the main heroine and partner, the Killer X, is a woman named. Her character name is Ayana. She's the actress Elena Choronova. Now, Elena has been in the movie industry for 15 years. She's a stunt woman.
Yeah, shout out to her, man.
Yeah, tons of work. Some people may know some of the films she's done, but she's done some big stuff. Like, she's the woman that jumps out of helicopters, gets set on fire, does handstands on motorcycles.
Legend.
She was my first leading lady. Like, she was unbelievable to work with. But basically what we're doing is we're going to this point to try to, solve the issue at this movie of what's happening. And we have this really cool fight scene. And one of the things that, as the fight choreographer, that I wanted to do was, Preston, you're going to laugh. I said, this is my shot, right? So I got to show that I can fight, I can move. What kind of weapons can we throw? Like I don't want to say I threw everything in the kitchen sink, but we had the swords, we had the kamas. I fought with a chain. I fought with an Arnis stick. I did kicking, I did punching. I tried to do a bow staff. I tried to do as much as I could so people are like, hey, Jose's the real deal. Like, let's follow this guy. You know what I mean? So
awesome. But here, I can see your character is all business right here.
All business, man.
You're not messing around now.
Nah.
Somebody gonna get it.
Yep.
But cool. How many days did it take to film the movie?
So the total filming was 23 days, but the majority of the film was shot in actually 11 days.
Wow.
So this is Gerald Okamura plays a character. He's kind of my like my liaison, the guy that got me into the business. We're gonna build off that a little bit more, and I don't want to spoil too much, but he's kind of like the guy. He's my guy.
Right.
Gets featured in and kind of sets up, and it's cool the way he pops in. The way he is in the movie, I think people will like it. And we got a really cool to let everybody know, if they come to the theatrical or once the movie comes out, we did add some Killer X magic, and there is a mid-credit scene. So
nice.
When the credits play, that doesn't mean the movie's done. We actually
cool.
threw we did throw a mid-credit scene in there, so they pay attention to that as well.
Well, speaking of cool, when has Gerald never looked cool? I don't think it's possible for him to not look cool ever.
Yeah. I got to tell you, when I filmed that scene with him, so iconic. He's so professional. I want to say maybe we did 5 takes, maybe. Like he was so good. Man, he's the man. He's the man.
Nice. Yeah, man. Be a lot of big trouble if you mess with this guy right here.
That's right. And there's the wonderful Muhammad. Like he's so, oh my God, his presence on screen. You know what I mean? That's Tong Po. You know what I mean? But now it's an older Tong Po. And, he was great to work with. He was magical on set. He was sweet to everybody. And the cool thing is I got to fight him. And then my older son is in the movie. He plays one of the henchmen.
Oh, nice.
He gets to fight Muhammad too. In the movie. Yeah. So it was pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice. Cool. Elena just cracked somebody's neck right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
She takes somebody out. Yep. She takes somebody out.
Yeah.
The woman right there in the pool, that's Amanda Schnover. Now, Amanda is a very talented actress, has a great resume. If you guys can follow her on IMDb, she just did Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy. That's on Netflix, or was on Netflix.
Oh, nice. All right.
Yeah. She's a very talented actress. She plays Marzana, who's the head bad female villain in our movie. So
nice.
She has a fight scene here in a pool. I mean, think of it, independent film, and we're doing water scenes.
I know, right?
Now,
it's still all safety first. I'm sure you guys are always in.
So this is really cool. I was honored to do this. So this gentleman is Shannon Bogan. I'm gonna tell you, that was an on the money kick. We made contact on that. We definitely.
I see that. Yeah.
So Shannon is a instructor in my school, and he works. He helps teach class for me, career martial artist, and I had to get him into the film. And I think he's got a great look too. But we had a really cool fight scene in the movie that people are going to see, and it was cool because we had a different rapport fighting, because he's Uki for me, I've Uki for him, we know how to touch and move without hurting each other. So I feel our fight scene is going to be very realistic, because we were hitting, like, I'll be honest with you, we were tagging on certain things to really make it, you know what I mean? Give it that feel, so that when people see it, they're like, oh shit, did he really kick him in the throat? Like, I did hit him. I caught him right here. And we went, and it was funny because Shannon's crazy. So I'm touching him, but I'm not hurting him, right? I'm just touching him. And Shannon's like, sir, hit me again. Sir, hit me again. Like, he wanted me to get him so he could react better. You know what I mean? So we really got to do a nice shot. And the face, we got real close with the angle. And Shannon's a big dude too. I mean, he's tall, taller than me. So,
he does have a great. Yeah, he does have a great look, and he can move for a big guy.
No, Shannon can move. Shannon just recently won a grand championship at a tournament.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
This is now that woman there, the brunette, is Jessie Groover. She's from Philadelphia. She's a professional actress as well, very well known in theater. and she played my wife, Danny, which was cool. You know, this was the first time. So I had my ex-girlfriend, movie ex-girlfriend. I had my movie wife, and then I had my real wife there. You know what I mean?
Cool.
It's a little bit of a kind of a breakup scene.
Yeah.
And again, if you go
look at
back,
her face. Look at the intensity here.
yeah,
I don't want to mess with Elena. Elena. I don't want to mess with her.
Preston, I'm going to tell you, man, there was some really good magical moments. I really think for being an independent film, you know, what we had, the budget we had, the amount of heart that people put into this,
Yeah.
you see it on the screen. Like, you know, I mean, wasn't, you know, you've seen some independent films and you've seen some big budget films where it's like, you know, the character was like, okay. Everybody put their heart into every character. I mean, really. And I think people are going to see that. I really do.
Nice. There he is.
He's a beast.
It's not. Does he have the sword there?
He has the sword. So he's known unofficially as his name is Joe Gondo, and he's the swordsman. He's known as the swordsman in the story. Yeah.
Yeah. William with a katana sword. It's time to run.
Absolutely, 100%.
It's time to go. That's it.
Yep. Now that gentleman there is Ramel Gargolis. Ramel is a career martial artist, world champion, former NASCA and NBL world champion. He's based out of Texas now. We're very good friends. He's done some other movies before when he was a little bit younger. But Ramel now works for the Kickstart program, which is Chuck Norris's karate program out of Texas. So we were able to fly him in and have him part of the film. So he plays one of the assassins in the film as well.
Nice. I like how she hit him and he just he just bounced off you like nothing.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you know, Samurai Guy's at a metal concert and the guys in the mosh pits just want to just try me out. That's what happens. They just bounce off.
You.
I have the same look on my face too that you had. Were there any close calls with some of the stunts or any challenges?
Yeah, you know what? There was. We had there were two issues. There was one with Muhammad when we were working with a real machete sword versus a fake one. You know, Muhammad does everything 0 to 100. And you know, on an independent film, you know, obviously you have some, you know, sometimes you don't always have checks and balances and stuff. So we had one thing. Nobody got hurt. Everything was fine. But then the other time, there's a fight scene in a warehouse, and I was the fight coordinator, but I also had a stunt consultant and coordinator, Manny Ayala. Manny is very well known in the industry. Big budgets, multi-million-dollar budgets. But we had a younger guy, black belt, real sweet guy. He comes from another school, David Hyman. And I think Manny added something else. Something happened where the choreography that originally we did changed. And I was supposed to go left versus this way. And I went this way. And Preston, boom, caught me perfect.
Ooh.
And it was funny because I got to tell you, so, you know, I'm a career martial artist. I know how to defend myself.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm in movie mode, right? So I'm like turning and I'm like, oh my God, is this punch really about to hit me? You know what I mean? And I'm trying to sell it. So I did feel big time when the director's like, cut, get ice froze. What the hell just happened? You know what I mean? It was a big deal, you know, because obviously, you know, it would create problems.
Right.
And then David, you know, David apologized. David's a sweet guy, great martial artist. So my older son makes fun of me. Ryan, he's in the film. When we get to him, I'll show you.
Yeah.
And I said, man, I can't believe it. I said, I haven't been punching my face in 30 years. And he goes, but Dad, that's because you're a movie guy now. You're Hollywood now. He goes, you're not a karate master now.
Oh.
That's what he said to me. And he goes, you were thinking
shit.
that. He goes, you were thinking of selling the shot. You weren't worried about defending. And I'm like, you know what's weird? I did. Like, I seen it coming. And I was like, oh, well, maybe what do I do? Like, it was crazy.
Right.
So crazy.
Oh, man.
So that shot is in the film. When I first get punched, I don't know if we see it, but I'll show it to you. So this is a great fight scene in a motel room.
Ooh.
And that's Lawrence Waller. He's a stunt guy out of Delaware. Great guy, great look. They have an intense fight scene in this hotel room. Yeah, very intense.
Yeah, I could tell. Look at that. Ooh, getting down.
Yeah.
And shout out again, and I will always give credit. I mean, not just to the filmmakers, martial artists, actors, performers, and fight choreographers, but the director. I always want to give credit to showing the action. You know, I was just talking about this with so shout out to you know, Jim Towns.
Yeah,
but I was just talking about this yesterday. I had the wonderful, you know, Jesse V. Johnson on the show.
Oh wow.
With the even more wonderful Nina Bergman.
Mm.
And I was just talking about that. I was like, thank God, Jesse, you know how to shoot fight scenes. And that's always been a pet peeve. I will say it 5 billion times. You can have the most talented martial artist in the world, most talented stuntman in the world, make the greatest fight scene ever. But if the director doesn't film it well,
Right.
or if they screw it up in
And
post-cut editing,
Yep.
you just killed, you ruined everything.
Yeah.
And you know, again, from what I'm seeing so far in this trailer, man, you know, shout out to Jim and whoever edited the movie. Again, thank you for you know, showing the action, you
So
know,
this
and not
is
having you can see everything. This is great.
yeah, we didn't miss anything. We did a lot, and obviously because I was doing a lot, I really wanted to, you know, as my first film. Honestly, Preston, I wanted to put it out there. I had to. Like, I felt like this was it, right? Because if I did
Yeah.
my first independent film and it was garbage, I'm not. And again, to each of the viewers, people might hate the film. They might think it's the worst thing ever. But like,
Yeah.
we really put it. Like, we made sure people saw. We made contact. We did real martial artists. Like, you know, really making the techniques that were sellable, that were actually punches. We're actually making context. Like, I'm going to tell you, these two young guys. So this is, I believe that's Connor Malarkey or Chase Malarkey. So background with them, they are two former Division I wrestlers, very talented, and they got great looks. They look like Contra. Do you remember the old video game Contra affair?
Oh yeah,
yeah, that's who they look like. So when I met them, I was like, oh my god, their look is phenomenal. So you know, we worked a lot, but we did more of like, you know, hand to hand stuff. And I mean, they're strong, but I'm going to tell you right now, when we were throwing, there was no like missed blocks. You literally heard the skin every time.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And we worked hard. We really, really did. Like, those guys were amazing. Every guy that I worked with put their heart in and their soul. And you know, we busted ass. I mean, this is in a warehouse in the summer, 96 degrees. You know what I mean?
Ooh, right to the body.
Yeah. Here we go. Here's the scary part. There it is. Like, when you have Muhammad Keese coming to try to kill you, I don't care if it's fake or not. Oh my God. Look at his face. Oh my goodness.
Oh man.
That's my youngest son, Mason. So he's in the film. He plays my son Max.
Nice.
And Mason is a new black belt. So he's a career, you know, he's a martial artist, and it was cool because he got to show his acting chops and got to do some you know, some cool action stuff as well.
Oh, cool.
And William was great. William met Mason when we did 52 Masters, so they had a little bit of chemistry in their scene.
Dear God, run. Run. Are you looking at this? I mean, come on. Run for your life. But yeah, we get some sword play there. And now is this training sequence?
No, so that's a fight scene. So it's a katana versus our niece. If you notice, they have my son Max. He's tied up in the chair on the right. So there's some definite like I said, I don't want to give everything away.
Okay,
but
I got you.
Yeah, there's different levels. There's like a hierarchy. It's almost got a little bit of like, you know, different assassins, game of death type stuff. Like it's got some cool stuff. Look at these guys.
Oh my God, it is Contra.
Look at them. It's Contra affairs, man.
Contra.
Yeah. Look at them. They're beasts, man. If you saw them in the alley, you'd have problems. Look at them.
That's amazing. Yeah. Oh, I know. Ooh, a little 2-on-1 fight there. Oh, we got another one here.
Now here's a really cool one. Yeah, this isn't so obviously on the left is Elena Chorinova.
Right.
But on the right, for my MMA fans, that is Britton Hart, the current bare knuckle boxing strawweight champion.
That's awesome.
So we got her involved. This is her first action movie.
Yeah.
And again, she was on my podcast. We've developed a relationship. And you know, she flew out from Florida. We were able to get her part of the film, and she has some really cool scene in the thing. She's a real fighter. Like, she can knock a dude out. You know what I mean?
Oh,
she's real. She'll kill somebody.
Well, I'm already loving the look here. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Look at that body shot, man. Oh, nice.
Right there. That's, you know, it's funny. I try to put these Easter eggs in for martial artists. Like, this is that's a real one of our like numbered self-defense techniques. Guy punches, you elbow, and then you back fist to the face. And I try to do it as clean as possible. You know what I mean? So there's no missing. People know exactly what you're doing. You know what I mean?
Nice.
This is the Arnie sword fight. Yep.
Yeah. She's bad, man. She is bad.
Elena's top notch.
Look at her.
Yeah, she's no joke.
I'm looking
Did all
forward
of
to
her own
seeing that.
stunts. So this was a cool scene. That last scene in the white, that is my older son, Ryan Torres. And he's very, very talented with the commas. He's been a world champ, NAFMA national champion. He's won overseas in Trinidad. So we wanted to do something really cool to showcase his comma skills versus my Arnis skills. So this is a cool fight scene, Arnis versus comma. And I feel like you don't see the commas a lot. You've seen the size, but you don't see the commas a lot. So, you know,
that's a good point.
Cool, yeah, he does some cool stuff with it. I think people are going to like it.
Jose's bringing the commas back, baby. Yeah.
William is like pummeling me at certain points.
Choke slam.
Yeah. There he is.
Yeah, there you go. All right.
Ryan's very talented, man. He's really talented.
Yeah. Why isn't there's no more comma love out there? You brought up a good point.
I think, you know, it's funny. So one of the things that I did, and I may be wrong, again, I've never seen every martial arts film, but I don't see a lot of comma love in a lot of movies.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. So I said, I want to make something different. So he's literally doing, you know, he's doing the finger rolls like your sport karate's doing, right? But he's attacking with an actual practical aspect. So you're seeing now he's trying to cut as my weapon is defending. That's real martial arts. That's not playtime movie stuff. That's real deal. And we're fighting against each other. And I felt like, right, so that's that cool, you know, cool, slick, you know, young guy action karate stuff. But then we have some traditional cuts and blocks. And I don't know why it's there, Preston, but I'm hoping that the martial arts enthusiasts see this and they're like, wow, you know, this they really tried. They put some special stuff in there, you know.
Come on, just ask, you know, ask Richard Norton. Just ask him.
Yeah.
He knows all about the commas, man. That's right. But yeah, this is great. Oh.
Yeah, man.
Who did he hit there? Was that you?
So he has Muhammad punches my son. That's right.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So that's their scene in and if you notice the core of the set, we really got some amazing locations to shoot in. This takes place I got to give them a shout out because we shot like a good portion of the film, Oneida Boat Club in Burlington, New Jersey. This is in their third level upstairs, but it's in a small bathroom. So Muhammad and my son have this fight scene in the bathroom, and look at Muhammad like loading up, and you just see him, and then my son's reaction. I mean, boom! Oh my God, come on,
awesome.
That's like, you know what I mean? And then that's cool. So that's me doing a finisher to one of the Malarkey boys, you know, perfect, the blood. I mean, we really, yeah, man.
Yeah. Ooh.
And there's that hook kick. Yeah, that's that hook kick I'm telling you.
Yeah.
That's 6 foot up in the air, Preston.
Look at that. Elbows.
Yeah, man.
Great.
That guy there, that's Alan Radway. You Google him. He's done some movies. He's a professor at the Philadelphia Arts College. He teaches acting. And I got to tell you, it was an honor to work with him. So he was really good friends with Jim Towns. And I think we have a really good scene together, one of the best scenes from an acting standpoint. And no action, just we have this talking scene. But it's really, really, really good. And it was an honor to work with him. He actually gave me some pointers, gave me some compliments, and made me feel really good, you know, because again, being a first-time actor on this type of, you know, where I'm the lead, right? I got to carry the film. I was trying to learn as much as I could. But also I had to have a chip too, right? Like I had to have an ego because I got to deliver. I can't be passive. So I had to really be in character. And, you know, look at his face. I mean, Alan's a pro, man. He's an absolute pro. So you're going to see him at Killer X2. He's
nice.
Killer X2. Yep.
Nice.
There's Mason reaction with William. You know, almost were hurt on the scene. No kids were hurt during this filming.
Hey, well, that's how you know your movie's got real, true villains. When even the kids are getting it. I mean, he's like, all right, these are real bad guys. We can't wait to see the hero take him down.
Yeah. There's that machete.
Shit.
Look at that face.
Run for your life.
That was for me. This was my moment right here, man. This was really pressing. This was my moment. You know, look at his face, and then if you go back to my face, and then when I spit the blood out, you know what I mean? That you know, you see the distraught. You see it. Like I really was in character. Like shit. You know what I mean? It's like think about it. It's like shit. Like at this point in the movie, this is kind of later in the movie. and you
Right.
see the development of I played Victor Reyes, and you see the development. He's a dad, but now he's getting sucked back into this old assassin life where he has to be a guy that he hasn't been for 15 years. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
He's not an undefeatable. Like I swear, in some of the martial arts movies, the hero never gets hurt. Right? He never gets hurt.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
I'm telling you now, I get my ass kicked a couple times.
Oh
Here's-
man, the chain wrapped around.
Yeah,
the
man.
The fist. That's what's up. The arm.
That
yeah.
was really cool. We really got to do some blocking, wrapping the chain, swinging.
Yeah.
That was cool. I have to give the credit to Jim, director, put that in. That was something that he really, really wanted, and I agreed with it. I was nervous at first,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
we did get some cool work together. Yeah, it was awesome. It was awesome.
That's what's up.
Now I got to tell you that scene there where she's laying on the beach. That's in right in California, and again from a production value, that shot alone, the color, right? You see how that?
Yeah.
Come on, man, that's pro stuff there. Like we really lucked out. We had a really good crew. That's not a normal. I don't think
Right.
it's a normal, independent.
Well, there you go. You got a shot of Mohammed punching towards the audience.
That's the shot. He punches
Dude.
through the camera, hits me, and I get busted through the two doors. You know what I mean? And there's Gerald, like, giving his final say to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look at him, still being cool. Yeah, I'm
the wind
jealous.
was
I'm jealous of his beard. I want his beard.
Preston, the wind was
This
blowing.
is it. This is it, brother. That's it. That's as low. That's as much as I'm gonna get.
Preston, the wind was blowing that day,
Yeah.
and his beard, man, was just like a god. You know what I mean? Just like a god, man. Like he's a titan.
Oh man, this looks good, man. Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
baby.
Oh, man. Thank you. Thank you.
Throw it
Yes,
up.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes,
Killer
sir.
X, baby. Yeah, yeah, man. So good. We got Brandon here saying so badass.
Oh, thank you, Brandon.
He's giving it 10 out of 10 already.
Ah,
He's excited.
Brandon.
Yeah,
Thank you, brother.
yeah. And we got Larry here. Shout out to Larry. He says hello to both of
Hey,
us.
Larry.
Yeah.
Good to see you, buddy.
And I missed one. Horror Fields is every time I see Samurai is on, I gotta watch. Well, thank you so much, Horror
That's
Fields. I
awesome.
appreciate it, man.
That's
But yeah, I am excited for this. And yeah, man. Remind everyone when it most likely will be coming out.
Yeah. So what I'll do is we have our next theatrical screener, which is in Reading, Pennsylvania. That's June 14th. So any of my PA guys that watch the show or anybody interested, you get to see it. And the cool thing is it's going to be on an IMAX, which is going to be awesome. So we have it officially on. Yeah. It's the IMAX theater. We partnered with them in Reading, and it's going to be in an awesome 200-person IMAX theater. So if you guys can come out, that's June 14th. And then reversing, Allied Media Vaughn should the DVD should be made available on Amazon Prime, BarnesandNoble.com, Walmart.com, and Target.com. That should be by June 1st, potentially even by Memorial Day weekend. That you guys will get that physical copy. And then we have a crazy summer schedule where in August, it's going to be August 9th, we're doing the first Caribbean premiere in Trinidad and Tobago at Movie Town in Trinidad and Tobago. That's going to be on the 9th. And then I believe it's September. Don't quote me. I think it's either September, no later than October 1st. Killer X will be available for streaming video on demand. It won't be for free yet. It'll be video on demand. And then we have our first European screener which is going to be Friday, November 8th. And that's in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. So we're definitely getting some mileage, man. We're getting some mileage. I don't know what's going to happen. Who knows? Maybe you see it on some other platforms, but it's been an amazing ride so far, man.
Well, this kind of stuff is what makes Samurai Guy smile, because, you have these passionate filmmakers and talented people come together. They're like, hey, let's make a movie. Let's do it and get it out there. Throw up the ball, swing, hit that ball, hope for a home run. And it's for what I'm seeing, it's kind of looking like it's going to go far. It's going to go all the way.
Oh man, it's crazy. Preston, I do want to share with everybody. So we did recently. We submitted the film to. It's called the Toledo Action Fest, which is out of Spain. That's run by Nacho Saburi. He does a lot of things for Action Independent in Spain.
Nice.
And he saw our trailers. He reached out. I met him.
Good.
So we submitted. So we actually got notification last week. I posted it We're nominated for 6 categories, which I'm very
What?
excited. Yeah,
All
man.
right.
6 categories: best feature film, best trailer, best teaser, because we have a smaller teaser that we submitted. We did an action reel, best fight choreography, and the big one for me, I don't know if I'll get it, best action actor. So I'm
All
really,
right.
really excited. Yeah, really excited. So I'm actually flying there. I'm going with my wife, and we're going to the movie festival.
Nice.
And it's on the May 16th and 17th. So coming up. So hopefully,
Okay.
cross my fingers.
Yeah.
Killer X will do something. Even if it doesn't, it's still honored, an honor to be
It's
even
huge.
nominated.
Just
Yeah,
to be
huge.
nominated, it's huge, man. So congrats
man,
on that.
huge.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah.
But this was speaking of honor, it was an honor to have you here on the show today, brother. I could talk to this man about movies and martial arts all day, but he is a busy man. That's right. But just second home, brother. Just like I tell all my guests, second home.
Thank you.
Come back anytime, my friend.
Awesome.
But before we wrap it up, is there anything you'd like to say to your followers?
Hey, I just want to say, thank you so much for everybody that came aboard the Killer X ride. It's been amazing. For the producers that have invested in us, to the followers, to the supporters that share. Even if you click on our link, even if you share it, that's so valuable. Just to get the word out. But I have to tell everybody from the bottom of my heart, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for believing in this project. Thank you for Preston and Fat Guy Samurai, this whole platform to even give me this opportunity. So from the bottom of my heart, thanks for believing in somebody and supporting someone's dream. So thank you to everybody, guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, and thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate that. But all you badasses watching this, right? Keep on the lookout for Killer X when it comes to streaming. Get those DVDs. Again, spread the word. That's right. If you enjoyed what you saw today, hey, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Old Samurai Guy. Subscribe to this guy, the martial arts experience.
That's right.
Subscribe to this guy. He's got some cool guests coming up. And click on the links below of this video so you can continue following Jose on his filmmaking journey. And it's funny how you mentioned earlier, one of your favorite movies of all time is Lionheart. You have a special guest from Lionheart coming up.
You saw that? Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
It.
On Monday night, 6 p.m. Eastern time, we have Haskell Anderson, who played Winston, the legendary Winston that helps Van Damme get the training. We were actually able to connect, and he's going to be on our show. We took a little bit of hiatus from the martial arts experience, obviously making the film and doing everything.
Yeah.
But we're coming back. But he's our next guest.
Nice.
Then we have another MMA guy, Shannon Rich, is going to be on the show. And then I don't know if you had her yet, and I apologize if you did, but she has that new film, Echo 8. She's based out of Australia, Maria Tran. Maria's coming on my show at the end of May. Yeah, man, I'm excited. Yeah. So we got some cool guests coming up as well.
Yeah, I had a blast interviewing Maria and the whole crew, and I'm excited. Did you see that the project went through for the funding for the prequel and the sequel to Echo?
Amazing,
8.
Man. Well, that first
quick,
film,
fast.
They did a phenomenal job with the budget they had with Echo 8. I mean, they blew it out. So I couldn't believe though how fast she funded. Wow.
Right. And it was like the next day. Hey, we reached our goal. I was like, wow. But hey, people saw the product and they chipped in, which is always great to see. But yeah, man, we got to get you back here on the channel, and I'll come on your podcast over there and hang out with some of your guests. So whoever you got, I'll co-host. Hang out with you over there. Yeah, man.
Yeah, brother.
But Jose, don't go anywhere. But all you badasses, again, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the Old Samurai Guy. Don't forget to check out the episode yesterday with Jesse V. Johnson and Nina Bergman. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep kicking and keep using those commas, baby. Bring commas back. Take care, everyone.